My name is Kiros and I am a Latvian-born English boy. Yeah, that's about all. So I am from London, from East London. No, hold on. Can you start with them? This starts all over again. I'll be last.
Hello, my name is Matthew, or Matt. We usually go by Matt. And I'm from America. What state? I'm from Texas.
Hello, I'm Stu, short name for Stuart. I'm from the United Kingdom. I'm from Fleetwood in the north of England, but I lived most of my life in Cornwall in the southwest. And I've been teaching here for 8 years in Orenburg.
Oh my God, 8 years.
I can't leave the place because I love everybody here so much.
I'm Raymond. You guys know me as Ray, and I'm from Lebanon. It's a small country in the Middle East, and we pride ourselves by having like 3 native tongues: English, Arabic, and French.
Because I was very curious. I wanted to see for myself what it's really like in Russia, and not what I hear on through the news and years of propaganda.
Basically, I had no plans to come to Russia. I had plans going to Germany actually, and he kept nagging and persuading me and convincing me, like, come to Russia, you will do great things here, you have a lot of opportunities. So I was like, okay, let's try it. So it was literally a leap of faith. So I just came here, I loved it, and I stayed here.
A couple of reasons why I decided to come to Russia. First of all, very similar to Stu, is that growing up in America, there's a lot of propaganda, of course.
Against
Russia and America are bitter enemies. So I wanted to learn about the people, learn about the culture, get something that's not in the news. And second of all, it's hot where I live. I wanted to go live for a while in a place that had a real winter. And yeah, here in Orenburg, we do have a real winter.
My experience traveling was limited by Europe before I came to Russia. So a couple months before I came to Russia for the first time, I came back to London from Italy, where I had lived for a couple months. And I loved it there. And then somewhere, I do not remember where, while I was traveling, I had met some people from Russia who invited me, suggested coming to visit for some time. And I ended up staying here for almost, I guess, as long as Stu. So I've been here for about 8 or 9 years. So even though back in the day I used to travel a lot, now I'm pretty much, I don't know, captured by this lovely town of Orenburg. So that would be, I've been teaching English at Language Link Orenburg for the past 9 years or so.
9?
8 or 9, yeah.
Are you sure?
Positive.
In this fall, so come September, I'll have been here for 7 years, minus a little bit in between. Yeah, I first arrived here in September of 2017.
Yeah.
So just a little bit behind these guys.
It'll be 9 years.
9 years.
In October, I think I arrived here. I think it was the end of October I finally got here. It'll be 9 years.
And Ray is the youngest one.
Yeah, I'm the youngest one here. Like, I've been here almost a year and a half. Like, next month, it'll be like a year and a half.
So, yeah, I think the fact that me, Stu and Matt have been here for such a long time tells for itself. The people are great, the students are great. The opportunities to teach students of different levels, of different ages, and meet new interesting people. So all of this put together makes it a great place.
Yeah, I see why Kirill wanted to answer that question first, because he took most of my answers. And one of the things I really enjoy is the opportunity to teach people of different ages and different levels, because it adds variety. Like if you're doing the same thing with the same group or type of group over and over again. It gets boring, it gets stale. So, even within the course of a day, I might have children, teenagers, adults, college-age students, any age. So I really enjoy the variety. The staff and the teachers here are very friendly.
So, well, I could add, friendly management, relaxed atmosphere, nice working environment, friendly people.
The guy said everything. I can add, when I first got here, I was a bit nervous because I was a foreigner, and I thought maybe some Russian people had some prejudice or some kind of racism or something, but everything turned out to be fine. I was overrun with kindness, from management to teachers to students, so what's there not to like everything. This actually happened when, I think it was last April, if I'm not mistaken. I met a couple of students and they asked me to go to a gaming lounge together, because they played some game, we shared a common interest. So I went there with my friend before them, and I needed to book a zone. So he asked me do you want standard, VIP, extra, etc. I'm like, okay. And what I wanted to tell him is, I don't know if they want to pay this much, but I didn't know how to say it in Russian. So I just told him, Ani mnie как нож. And he thought, and my friend was shocked. He looked at me like, what is he saying? And the guy was shocked. I'm like, what did I do wrong? What happened? Then my friend explained what I wanted to actually say. So yeah, that was probably a
really funny situation.
A cafe takeaway, and there was a young lady who served me, and I mistakenly said "Staboy" instead of "Savoy," and she said "Что?" I said "Staboy." I said, "What's wrong with this girl?" And I said "Staboy," and I pointed at the door.
Did you say yes? Or no?
No, she didn't know. I think she was. She looked quite intimidated for a little while. So she realised.
It means with you.
Recognised my foreign accent.
Perfect.
Some Russian people have a tendency to speak to you in Russian, and the louder they speak, the more they think you will understand. So even if you tell them, I do not know Russian, they start shouting at you in Russian. So they repeat the same thing over and over and over again, but in Russian.
Just say it.
Works, yeah, true.
I had a similar situation in language.
Yeah.
Must be deaf.
Exactly, yeah. So,
Is it clear?
yeah, but you still understand.
Kroshka.
Kroshka.
Oh.
I love
really
it.
like
I
it?
really do. Yeah. It's really
Cold soup.
interesting, really different. There's nothing remotely like it in the UK. I just love it in the summer. It's my favourite.
Another dish that I enjoy. First thing everyone asks, "Oh, do you like pelmeni?" Of course. Who doesn't? Whether they're boiled, fried, pelmeni's really good. And I've gotten to enjoy more shashlik as well, because the style and method of barbecuing here in Russia is very different from back home. It takes time. It's very, very slow over low heat. Here, it's just very fast and quick, and sometimes that's nice and refreshing.
All Russian dishes are amazing, but probably between borscht or pelmeni, that's it.
It's an interesting question, because Russia is a massive country with, hundreds of different nationalities who live here. And I've tried food starting from, made somewhere in Caucasus, Caucasus Mountains, and then borscht, and you spoke about a kroshka. However, I'm not a big fan of a kroshka with the kvass. I like it with kefir, which is another way. But meat, I completely agree with Matt that the barbecue back home in England and in the US. I've tried Matt's food. He cooks very well. However, it's different. The shashlik is just, it's on another level here. My weekend starts Friday night when I finish work, and on Friday I usually spend some time with the family, and on Saturday we sometimes go somewhere like to a restaurant to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. And we, in Nuremberg, not many people know, but there are different kinds of activities which you can do here. So tours around the city, which are interesting. I recommend trying it out with a guide, so guided tours. And of course, Sunday is my favorite day because I teach adrenaline on Sundays. And it's great because usually a lot of people, they spend their weekend at home, which is boring. They sleep, they wake up late, and
Typically, get off work Friday night. Friday night is my night to go out, go visit the local bars and clubs and restaurants, and that's my night to stay out late. So then Saturday, I can rest, I can sleep in, and then I spend most of Saturday, I'll do reading, housework, do my cleaning, do my laundry. So I kind of take care of things on Saturday. And then Sunday is usually a bit of the same, unless I'm teaching. So sometimes I will do adrenaline on Sundays and work there.
I do yoga on Saturday
Really?
early afternoon with my partner, and then I spend the weekend with my partner. She cooks lovely food and buy a nice bottle of wine. Well, I should practice more Russian, but I do a little bit, but not enough really. I practice jazz.
Alright, so usually, like I finish classes on Friday night, we go out with a couple of friends, visit the local bars, restaurants sometimes, and hang out after. Most of the time after the bars we go like to a club, like dance, get introduced to new people, practice my Russian. Sometimes I go also clubbing on Saturday. Sometimes I just sit at home. And Sunday is usually a recovery day because after a long weekend.
Sunday recovery day.
Sunday is a recovery day. I talk with my family, like video call with them, with my friends, and usually I spend it at home. It depends on your, there's a saying, like, not all your fingers are the same, so it depends on the student and their motivation, but it is possible. So.
It's not easy. I will preface by saying that it takes hard work and dedication. You need to want it. And if you want to go from that level, say if you're starting from almost nothing to where you can have a conversation with a native speaker, decent conversation, you need to have like some intensive course training. Like getting to that level just by using apps or something, that's very difficult. I wouldn't recommend trying that. In something intensive where you can go through several levels in a year, beginner, elementary, pre-intermediate, and so on. It's like once you get to the pre-intermediate to intermediate level, then you can really start talking with people. A good way to do a couple of courses like that is on Sundays, we teach adrenaline. So you're able to compact that time, and as long as you're motivated, it's definitely possible.
Motivation, dedication, inspiration.
And a little perspiration.
As Matt said, there are no apps which would teach you. There are apps that can teach you, that can help you learn some words, remember some phrases. But to speak English fluently or more or less fluently, practice must exist, is a requirement. You need motivation, and as I've added, you need inspiration. And the teachers at the adrenaline course, we try to inspire our students. This is why we have a lot of students who commit to studying and they go on to the next level. because they understand that, oh, it's been only 3 months, but I've already learned this and that, and I can say a couple of things, I can understand a little bit more, so then they go to the next course. And I think if you put all this together, again, inspiration, dedication, motivation, the lovely teachers, us of course.
I'd like to add something. When I first got here and I heard about the advanced course, I was a bit like questioning, but then when I saw results, I was shocked. Like,
Yeah, that's surprised.
Yeah. I was very surprised by the amount, the progress that been said in that short amount of time. It was insane. Take a deep breath and dive in. It's not gonna be difficult, like you said. If you're dedicated, if you're motivated, and we will help you stay motivated. So no worries.
We have to survive in Russia and sound foolish all the time.
Yeah.
Making mistakes is nothing to be afraid of. If the students heard us speaking Russian, they wouldn't feel so intimidated by learning English.
You're going to make mistakes, and that's good, because I think whenever you make a mistake in class, you give the wrong answer, you don't understand something, when you are corrected on that, it like doubly impacts in your brain. So if you stay quiet, you're not going to get that chance to kind of get that reinforcement. So it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. So don't be scared, just try your best and you keep going. You learn from mistakes, and I consider myself a very intelligent person because I've made a lot of mistakes.
We as English people haven't studied English grammar at schools, right? More or less. If you go to England right now and you ask someone, I'm sure most of our Russian students have seen these reels on Instagram or somewhere else where someone asks an English person, what is present simple? Present simple? I don't know. And what is the past perfect? What? There is a lovely reels which is now popular on Instagram, and a Russian lady asks her English boyfriend or husband, my dear, how many tenses are there in English language? And he says 3, the past, the present, and the future. And the woman says no. He's like, what do you mean no? There are 3. And they say, oh, do you know how many we study? He says no. She says 12. Yeah, so we do not know grammar. And the same comes to learning to cook. When you study English, you need a recipe book, you need the ingredients, and you need to do what it says. Just a little bit of motivation and an understanding that learning any language, especially English, can be done easily, in my opinion.
French pronunciation.
Yeah, I hear that.
Молодец.
Do stretchy na adrenaline.